Greetings of the time to everyone. Dear respected judges and all who observe me, Pranam. Saint Kuriakose Elias is a man of great vision and a missionary who executed all his visions in the most effective way, which has and had repercussions even today. In a function held in Trivandrum in 1987, R. Venkataraman, the then President of India, gave an appraisal on the life of this great soul. He said that he is a living inspiration for thousands of people in the world. We know he hailed from an ordinary family from a remote village near Alleppey in Kerala. The educational scenario of that time was very primitive, and he had undergone such education, like to read and write and perform simple arithmetic operations. For him, becoming a priest was to be available for God and his people. He really wanted to become a priest, so he entered the Pallipuram seminary at the age of 13. His submission to the will of God, irrespective of the strong and unexpected turmoil and tragedy of life situations, really enhanced his vocation and desire to become a priest. So from then on, he started his vision of developing the contemporary society, which was under the veil of darkness of ignorance. He believed that only education can unveil the illumination of intellect, which can help a person develop in all his or her capacities. This is what the new education aimed at a time when untouchability prevailed at its highest rate in the society. He was the one who opened a school for the high caste and the low caste children. But then he understood that children are coming to the school hungry. So he decided to plan free lunch for them. With the feeble contribution of the faithful people in the collection of kind Pidyari, midday meal program originated in his mind, which came to the planning of the government only and only in the late 20th century. Education for all were really his plans, though in the 20th century, government and certain commissions also had the idea of education for all. Many of his visions were accepted by government later. One more drastic step he took is women empowerment and women education. In modern times, many of us say about women education is important, women empowerment is important. But he was the one who really worked for women education and thereby women empowerment. A person is empowered in different ways by the education he or she gets. Otherwise, there is no progress. So, when we educate a girl, we educate a generation, but when we educate a boy, only he is educated. This is the actual situation. This was his motive. He wanted that girls should get proper education. So, he opened boarding schools for them, which were run by sisters of his own initiative, whose main apostolate was education. He also said that these schools should promote handicrafts of any kind. So, was this an incentive for technical education? Of course it was. He thought that education should be for mending one's behavior, understanding and skills which may train heart, head and hand. Hence, we can rightly assume he was a great visionary in education, which can promote full literacy rate, high women education rate and much more. He founded a congregation for men whose main apostolate was to be engaged in spiritual, cultural and educational fields. As we know that many of our freedom fighters and leaders are appreciated for their work, like we can say Raja Ram Mohan Roy is properly remembered, Jhansi Ki Rani is spoken about, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is proclaimed, Rabindranath Tagore is remembered. But I want to ask, why is this pioneer in education suppressed without being mentioned in any of the secular commission, in any of the education commission? Doesn't he also have the right? He promoted education for girls and made education available for all. So he also have a right to have place in our history books. Many of these leaders are promoted and praised and appreciated in different fields because of their contribution, like in spiritual field, in educational field, in patriotic actions. But why is this pioneer of education of an unknown small village not mentioned in any of our stages. So, by this, I would like to end my speech by saying, as a student, I bow my head to this pioneer. Thank you.